False reports of Jason Statham's death have gone viral, claiming he died in a Texas flood or a tragic accident. But what really happened to Hollywood's ultimate action star? Known for doing his own stunts, throwing real punches, and walking through explosions effortlessly, Jason has built a career on danger and precision. Yet behind the camera, the hero hides a far more human story. In 2025, medical reports revealed the true cost of his career: broken ribs, concussions, and a wrist fracture that never healed. Even the man who survived drowning, bee stings, and countless fights now faces a challenge he may not overcome. This is the heartbreaking truth behind Jason Statham's life, the story the cameras never show. Jason Statham was born on July 26, 1967 in Shirebrook, Derbyshire, a town where survival came before dreams. Coal mining had shaped both the land and the men who worked it. His father, Barry Statham, born in 1939, took any work he could find: house painting, coal mining, street vending, even singing in Canary Island lounges, just to make ends meet. His mother, Eileen Yates, a professional dancer, brought rhythm and light to their otherwise tough working-class life. From an early age, Jason was surrounded by motion and music. His brother Lee played guitar, his father sang, and Jason kept time on the drums. It was their own makeshift stage, born of necessity rather than fame. At 10, the family moved to Great Yarmouth, where Barry sold goods in busy outdoor markets. Jason learned to read people, gauge risks, and navigate pressure, skills that would stay with him for life. He chose martial arts as his outlet, training in karate, kickboxing, Chinese martial arts, and later Muay Thai, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Krav Maga. He earned a black belt in karate and mastered throws and holds with precision. Discipline kept him focused, sharp, and away from trouble. On the football field, he honed teamwork, timing, and strategy. By 12, he added diving to his regimen, training with Great Britain's national squad for 12 years and competing in the 1990 Commonwealth Games in New Zealand. Although he didn't make the Olympics, the experience strengthened his resolve. While training, he worked part-time selling perfume and jewelry with his father, learning the grit and hustle of real life. In the mid-1990s, modeling offered a way out, with campaigns for Tommy Hilfiger, Griffin, and Levi's. But the real turning point came when Guy Ritchie cast him in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Jason didn't just fit the role, he was the role. Paid $5,000 to play Bacon, he exploded onto the screen. 2 years later, Jason Statham earned $15,000 for Snatch. But his career took off not because he learned to act. He had already lived the roles. In 1990, representing England at the Commonwealth Games in Auckland, he competed in diving, placing 8th in the 1 meter, 11th in the 3 meter, and 12th in the 10-meter events. No medals came, but his frame, balance, and presence caught the eye of a scout at London's Crystal Palace. By 1996, modeling campaigns for Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's, and Griffin came calling, paying $5,000 per job. Though the money was modest, it kept him afloat. French Connection later chose him for his raw, gritty look, buzzed head, square jaw, and no-nonsense glare, making him the face of their FQ campaign. Posters of him appeared across London, but the pay barely exceeded $10,000 a year. Jason hustled like his father, selling fake perfume and knockoff jewelry on Oxford Street, sometimes earning $200 a day. Survival money, but risky. In 1996, he even handed a counterfeit Rolex to undercover police. He didn't panic. He smiled, joked, and talked his way out, learning a lesson that would define him. Stay calm, use words, own the moment. That composed defiance became his trademark in auditions. Before movies, Jason appeared in music videos like Coming On, 1993, Dancing Under Club Lights, and Run to the Sun, 1994, moving in a golden cage on the beach, just a body in motion. By 1997, Guy Ritchie sought authenticity for Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He didn't want polished actors, he wanted street. Jason walked in with his hustle, sold fake goods on the spot, and landed the role of Bacon, a streetwise gambler. He was paid $20,000. Not much, but more than any perfume hustle. Filmed in real East End pubs with an $800,000 budget, the cast improvised while locals heckled. Jason broke a car window with a shotgun, a stunt mirroring his real-life instincts. Producers almost cut him for his gritty accent, but Ritchie refused. When Lock, Stock hit theaters in August 1998, it earned $3.9 million in the UK and cemented Statham's scowl as instantly recognizable. 2 years later, Guy Ritchie called Jason Statham again for Snatch. This time, he wasn't a side character. He played Turkish, a boxing promoter navigating gang wars and a diamond heist. The budget jumped to $10 million, and Jason had more lines, more stunts, and more bruises. During one fight scene in an old London gym, he broke 2 ribs. No stunt double, no complaints. The cast included Brad Pitt and Benicio del Toro, and filming was chaotic. Alleyways and crumbling buildings became their set, every frame gritty and raw. The film earned $83.6 million worldwide, and the face that once stared from discount perfume stands now graced movie posters across the globe. Behind the scenes, tensions flared. During 1999 reshoots, Jason ad-libbed a threat toward Del Toro's character, who took it personally. Words flew, and Ritchie had to intervene. The moment never made it to screen, but the intensity lingered, a testament to Jason's signature real, raw, and risky approach. In 2002, Statham walked onto the set of The Transporter, determined to prove action heroes didn't need wires, CGI, or stunt doubles. A brutal fight scene in a grimy bus depot took 15 takes, drenched in oil, with every move done by Jason himself. His ribs were bruised, his breathing painful, but the scene looked real. Because it was. Director Corey Ewan had trained him in martial arts for 2 months beforehand, ensuring precision and authenticity. The car chases were equally extreme. With a $20 million budget, Statham's contract banned stunt doubles for driving. When he reversed through Marseille streets at nearly 80 miles per hour, it was truly him behind the wheel, dodging traffic in real conditions. The Transporter grossed $43.5 million worldwide, cementing Jason Statham's reputation as one of Hollywood's most fearless and authentic action stars. 3 years later, Transporter 2 raised the stakes even higher. Jason Statham climbed a 10-story building in Miami using only suction cups. No wires, no backup. Halfway up, his grip slipped, and he fell 20 feet, spraining his ankle so badly he was hospitalized for a week. The scene was eventually finished with a stunt double, but Jason limped through the rest of the physically demanding shots, refusing to quit. Director Louis Leterrier later admitted the stunt should never have been attempted. But that was Statham's call, and it nearly ended his career. The film's climax featured a fight on a simulated jet, with real G-force hydraulics creating chaos. The claustrophobic, intense sequence was complicated further when co-star Shu Qi refused a scripted kiss for cultural reasons, forcing mid-production rewrites and reshoots. Despite the challenges, Transporter 2 grossed $85.1 million, maintaining its reputation for high-octane thrills. In 2008, Transporter 3 pushed him to Ukraine for one of his most dangerous stunts. Handcuffed to a truck with a dislocated shoulder, he ran across rough terrain, crashed into real obstacles, and powered through every scene with no digital effects. Pain was constant. His shoulder didn't fully heal for months, yet he never asked for a stand-in. The film earned $18.5 million worldwide. That same year, on the bank job, Statham found himself amidst real-world intrigue when declassified MI5 files revealed a government cover-up connected to the 1971 robbery. Security was tight, the stakes felt real, and the headlines followed. He wasn't just acting, he was reliving history. His commitment to realism showed again in Death Race, performing burnouts in armored cars with hands scorching against hot metal. One prop decapitation nearly killed the scene. Censors demanded cuts, but the producers pushed back, and the brutal footage stayed intact, earning $75.8 million. Finally, in war, Jason and Jet Li clashed swords in a tightly choreographed fight. One slip sliced his arm open, requiring 12 stitches. Despite the injury, he filmed for 12 more hours, his blood-soaked shirt a testament to his dedication. Even beyond the Transporter series, danger seemed to follow Jason Statham. On The Italian Job, he drove a Mini Cooper through L.A. subway tunnels. During one take, a rig malfunctioned and trapped him in a flooded tunnel. The crew pulled him out just seconds from drowning. He later admitted it was the closest he'd come to death on a set. In Crank, the stakes went even higher. Playing a hitman who had to keep his adrenaline up or die, Jason ran across real Los Angeles highways with no barricades, weaving through live traffic on the 110. Cars swerved, one collided, filming shut down, and lawsuits followed. Yet the footage made the final cut. Dangerous, reckless, unforgettable. When he joined the Expendables in 2010 as knife-throwing mercenary Lee Christmas, Jason expected explosions and chaos. But in 2013, while filming The Expendables 3 in Bulgaria, the brakes failed on a flatbed truck he was driving. The vehicle plunged off a pier into the Black Sea. Trapped, sinking, and tangled in his holster, he barely escaped through a window. His background as a competitive diver in the Commonwealth Games saved his life. Sylvester Stallone later remarked bluntly, "Jason was a goner if he didn't know how to swim like that." Despite the near-death experience, he changed clothes and returned to the set, pushing through as if nothing had happened. It wasn't the first time Jason Statham's stunts went dangerously real. In 2011, while filming The Mechanic, he pushed for authenticity, refusing CGI explosions. The $50 million budget soared, and one real blast injured a stunt coordinator while another nearly hit him. The director later admitted it was Jason's decision, adding grit on screen but real blood off it. The risk only grew with sequels. In Fast and Furious 6, 2013, he made his full debut as Deckard Shaw. A stunt driving a car off a 260-foot ramp went wrong in high winds, leaving him with whiplash and 2 weeks in the hospital. He later called it one of the most dangerous things he'd ever done. In 2018, the Meg pushed him underwater. While in a diving cage, the rig cracked, trapping him 45 feet below the surface for 45 seconds. Panic set in, but he stayed calm, surfaced, and carried on. No double, no retreat. The $150 million movie went on to gross $530 million worldwide, one of the most profitable shark films ever. In Mechanic, Resurrection, 2016, he scaled a Malaysian skyscraper with no harnesses for early takes. He slipped, fell 30 feet, and hit concrete, causing a concussion and forcing scene rewrites. Jason later admitted many injuries were shrugged off on set. "Stunt actors put their lives on the line every day and barely get noticed," he said. Despite safety measures after Brandon Lee's tragedy, danger remained a constant in his work. Not all danger came from stunts. In 2015, while filming Spy, a comedic take on his tough guy persona, Jason Statham clashed with director Paul Feig after a last-minute script change. He walked off set for a day, shaking the $65 million production. He returned, delivering one of the film's most praised performances, blending deadpan timing with action grit. But it revealed his unease about stepping outside his usual type. That same year, during Hobbs and Shaw in Samoa, he reached 100 miles per hour on a motorbike for a chase scene. The bike hit a pothole, throwing him across the pavement and breaking his wrist. He refused a double, healed, and finished the stunt. Crew members said his refusal to fake anything inspired both loyalty and worry. In the 2010s, Statham faced criticism for rejecting dramatic roles, turning down auditions like The Dark Knight. He once said, "I'm not here to act like someone else. I'm here to show what happens when someone pushes back." His $20 million per film brand relied on action, not awards. In his personal life, Statham's romances were equally turbulent. He dated model Kelly Brook from 1997 to 2004. The engagement ended after she was photographed with Billy Zane. In 2005, he dated Sophie Dahl for 6 months. Intense schedules and filming made him emotionally distant. He met Rosie Huntington-Whiteley in 2010. Their relationship endured the hazards of fame: a public split after the Transformers premiere, a high-speed paparazzi chase months apart during filming, and drone invasions over their Beverly Hills home. They married, had a son, Jack Oscar, in 2017, and began therapy to navigate the pressures of spotlight and distance. Despite everything, they remained together, protecting both their family and their privacy. In January 2024, The Beekeeper opened quietly and became a hit. On a $40 million budget, it grossed $162 million. Jason Statham played a retired assassin hunting scammers. Allergic to bees, he performed every scene himself, carrying EpiPens and enduring mild reactions on set. No stunt double was used. He later admitted that beekeeping was scarier than anything he'd done before. A sequel was greenlit before the year ended. In 2025, he starred in A Working Man, directed by David Ayer, which topped the MGM Plus charts. Behind the scenes, Statham mentored 12 young stunt performers, teaching safety protocols and insisting on on-set medical staff, mindful of his own 2023 hospitalization. Studios began following his lead. By 2025, his films had grossed over $8.5 billion globally. The Meg earned $530 million, Hobbs & Shaw $760 million, and the Expendables franchise crossed $1.2 billion. Yet his biggest regret wasn't financial. In 2006, he passed on auditioning for James Bond after being told 39 was too old. In 2024, he admitted he should have fought harder, redefining what an action hero could be. Outside of acting, he donated $1 million to UK diving programs in 2020, funding over 1,200 scholarships by 2022. That same year, death hoaxes claimed he drowned in Texas floods or died in a car crash. He was in Italy posting vacation photos while headlines ran his obituary, a reminder of constant public scrutiny. Also in 2025, he wrapped filming Levon's Trade, written by Sylvester Stallone and based on Chuck Dixon's novel. Statham plays Levon Cade, a quiet former Special Forces operative drawn back into violence. Darker and more personal, the film aims to shift his image once again. Jason Statham's journey is more than just high-octane stunts and blockbuster success. It's a story of relentless dedication, real danger, and the human costs behind the action hero persona. From near-death experiences to mentoring the next generation and facing personal regrets, his life off-camera is as intense as any role he plays. What do you think? Which moment in Jason Statham's career shows the most courage, and which stunt amazed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about the hidden struggles and triumphs of Hollywood's toughest stars.